morning, and welcome to our live stream meditation this morning in Visalia, California at the Center for Spiritual Living. So we're going to take 15 minutes for a live piano creation for all of us to be able to get centered for the first 15 minutes of our service. So we'll see you back here soon. Welcome back from that lovely meditation music. Kevin's here with us every Sunday sharing his gift, and it's such a joy. So now's the time when we're all gathering here in person. So those of you who are watching from home, get a beverage, whatever breakfast thing you would like, if it's breakfast where you are. And we'll see you back here in another 15 minutes. Good morning. Welcome to everyone. We have a few people here, someone who's returning for the first time after a while. It's everybody out in Cyberland is ready to enjoy some great music from our band. And by the way, this is the Center for Spiritual Living in Visalia, California. My name is Lynn LaCours. Take it away, guys.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come with living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live in a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I can't do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. Come on, we know this one. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has his being. I am the place where God shows up. Shows up. place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Oh, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
So awesome. Thank you. Every Sunday, we get the joy of having you here. Kevin on piano, Phil on bass, Joe on drums, and what can I say about Hope? Or on vocals. Thank you, guys. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Visalia, California. If you're not here in person, we're so happy that you joined us this morning. And we have a great program, and Donna has some announcements for you.
Good morning. I see everybody, or at least a lot of people, are Super Bowl Sunday gone. But we're glad that some of you are here. Thank you so much. And happy Valentine's Day almost. I wear my red just for Valentine's Day. So let's go to the first announcement. So we had our drawing during our Black History event, and Carol got her that night, and Phil is here, so come on up, Phil. So Phil, our bass player, gets the other jewelry.
Yay.
I hope you have someone wonderful to give it to for Valentine's Day. Oh, okay. He pierced his ears. They're the jewelry. They're the earrings. Okay, next announcement. Congregational survey. Okay, how many of you have turned in your survey? 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you guys get one? Okay, most of you are there. Maria, you didn't turn yours in? But you can still turn one in because you're here all the time. There's an extra one on the back table. We want you to fill it out. Because in 2 weeks, on the 26th, we're going to have a town hall meeting after service, potluck. Remember potluck? And then we're going to have a town hall meeting to talk about what the survey said, what you want, what you're asking for. If we're going to make changes, if things are great, we need to know. So you have one more chance. Get them in by Friday because the board's going to look at them next Sunday, and we want to see what you're saying. So please do that. And we don't have too many announcements today, but if you haven't been seeing Reverend Nan's little posts on Facebook, this is the one she posted last Friday, or part of what she posted last Friday. And all you have to do is like CSL Visalia on Facebook, and then you'll be able to see these. And she's posting them every day. Wonderful little ways to start or end your day. So watch what she's doing. And now we're going to go to her. She is in Florida on the beach today. We're going to go to Reverend Nan.
Uh-oh.
The number one statement in 2020. You're on mute. All righty, let's try this again. Good morning, and it is time for our inclusivity quote. First, I'd like to note that in recognition of Black History Month, the inclusivity team has a couple of special things we've added to our weekly sharings. Now, you're going to notice a poster in the sanctuary today and every week until the end of February. And every week there's going to be a new quote posted by some wonderful Black individual who played a prominent part in the history of our country and sometimes even the globe. So I think you're going to enjoy that. Special thanks to Bonnie Carlia, our team member, who is making sure that those posters appear every week. I think this is going to be a lovely addition, so check it every week. Now, As I mentioned last Sunday, every week I'm going to be highlighting perhaps a lesser known African American individual who contributed greatly to our history as well as having global impact. Could we have our slide, Donna? Well, this week I am honoring Bessie Coleman. Now, Bessie was born to sharecroppers in a small Texas town. Elizabeth Bessie Coleman became interested in flying while living in Chicago, where stories about the exploits of World War I pilots piqued her interest. But flight schools in the United States wouldn't let her in because of her race and gender. Now, Bessie, not one to let go, persisted, and she learned French, moved to Paris, and enrolled in a prestigious aviation school, where in 1921 she became the first Black woman to earn a pilot's license. Back in the United States, Bessie began performing on the barnstorming circuit, which was very popular at that time, earning cheers for her daring loops and acrobatic figure eights and other aerial stunts. In fact, fans called her Queen Bess and Brave Bessie. Now, Bessie dreamed of opening a flight school for African Americans, but her vision never got a chance to take off. On April 30th, 1926, she was practicing for a May Day celebration in Jacksonville, Florida, when her plane, piloted by her mechanic, flipped during a dive. Bessie wasn't wearing a seatbelt and she plunged to her death. She was only 34. However, her brief career inspired other Black pilots, including women of color who later became astronauts, to earn their wings, and in 1995, the Postal Service issued a stamp in her honor. So Bessie can be an inspiration to all of us with her contributions to the world we live in today. And now, excuse me, it's time for our weekly quote. And this quote was selected by Bonnie Carlia. Now, every week, one of us selects a quote that's assigned to the week, and then we all as a team agree on which one we would like out of the selection. So this is a quote from Alan Watts. He was a philosophizer and teacher back a ways in history. And I quote him now by saying, "By replacing fear of the unknown with curiosity, we open ourselves up to an infinite stream of possibility. We can let fear rule our lives, or we can become childlike with curiosity, pushing our boundaries, leaping out of our comfort zones, and accepting what life puts before us." What an interesting, excellent thought about curiosity and inclusivity in our nature as well as in how we accept those before us. So now it's my opportunity this week to continue on with our affirmation of the week. So now I would like to have you join me in reading that affirmation. It says, "I am expressing my divine calling right here, right now." Let's do that together again. I am expressing my divine calling right here, right now. Well, I know I am. And I know that everyone who's here today and everyone who hears this service is also doing that. So now it's time for me to provide an opening prayer for our service. So if you'll just join me in a moment of peace. You can take a soft focus on the room around you or close your eyes if you feel like that. Just simply breathe and breathe in the presence of the divine, knowing that that one infinite loving spirit that is the source of all creation, that is the source of our curiosity by nature of its own, is everywhere all the time. It's in each of us. It's throughout all creation. And today I know that it is particularly present during this service, blessing each of us and those who hear this and are participating throughout the internet, whatever means may be heard. I know that each of us is blessed. I know that that one infinite loving presence supports each and every being equally with love, peace, kindness, and compassion. And I know that we are all interconnected in that love, peace, and kindness. And so for now, I take a moment to hold to the high conscious altar those individuals who have suffered the earthquake in Syria and Turkey. And I just bless them, for I know that Spirit is right where they are, holding them up, supporting them, and creating dozens of miracles of life as the work continues in that area. And for all people all around the world who are suffering, who have any kind of conflict, challenge, I know that God is right where they are. And I hold them up, knowing that they are fully supported. And as I know that this word must be true, as I know that I give thanks for knowing this, I simply release this word. I bless this service and everyone here and those beyond the sound of my voice. And together, as I release this word, we may affirm it by saying, and so it is. And now it's time for some more music from our folks there. And I got to say that I thoroughly enjoyed Hope and Kevin singing God, I Am a Place Where God Lives this morning. What a great thing. Thanks to Joe on the drums and Phil on the bass. And now they're going to have some real fun because this is one of those things that you all get to participate in. When that's done, I'll be back with the message today.
All right. We got some instruments coming around. Definitely, this is audience participation. We want you guys to play along with us. This is an old Creole classic. Very, very cool thing about Creole is that it's different than a pidgin language. A Creole language means that it's a group of people that came together, and they've had a full generation of people that like speak that language because they learned how to coexist. And this is actually a song about coexistence and in people putting aside their differences to war and decide to share the land. So definitely sing out with us, and when you hear the drums going crazy, just feel it and have a good time.
Grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire.
Talking about hey now,
hey now,
hey now,
hey now.
Aiko ande,
Oh.
Shakamo fino anane, Shakamo finane. Look at my king, all dressed in red. Aiko one day. I bet you $5 he'll kill you dead. Check him off in our name. Talking about hey now,
Hey now,
hey now.
hey now.
Aiko one day.
Oh.
Check him off in our name. Check him off in our name. My flag boy and your flag boy sitting by the fire. My flag boy, sister, your flag boy, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now,
Hey now,
hey now,
hey now.
Aiko one day.
Oh.
Shekamofina anane, Shekamofina ne. See that man all dressed in green. Iko one day. He's not a man, he's a loving machine. Je comprends finane. Talking about hey now, hey now. Iko one day. Je comprends finane. Je comprends finane. Talking about hey now, hey now. Iko one day. Je comprends finane. Je comprends finane.
All righty. Well, good morning again. I was waiting for my cue to come on down there. I didn't want to disrupt the song process. It was going on down there, and I was watching it on Facebook too, so I kind of missed everything. So, good morning again. I'm Reverend Nan, and it's my joy to have you with us today here in the sanctuary or anywhere out in virtual land, wherever you are. You are so welcome here. As a reminder, in our faith teaching, all names for the one power, the creator of all that is, all paths, all teachings, and all sacred writings, all peoples are welcome here always. Today we're continuing on with our theme of curiosity as our superpower. And my talk title today is Finding Our Glow. Now we might wonder just what the heck does glow mean? We know lightning bugs glow, and we know there are glowworms, and we certainly know that in black light there are things that glow that we don't even see in regular light. Well, our glow is kind of like that, but we don't need a black light to see it or know it. I like to think of our glow as that divine spark within that radiates when we engage in that which makes us come alive. So what is it in your life experiences that make you come alive with curiosity and enthusiasm? What would be the top 3 things that make you feel vibrant and full of life? I'm sure some of us would pick morning coffee. And I think there's other things too. But there's something else that might be powerful also, that might take precedent over that. It's the inward journey of discovery. Now, that journey to answer the questions of why I am here and what is my purpose is something that each of us embarks upon. We're often reminded that what we're seeking is seeking us, and that is never more true than when we seek to know our purpose in life. There's a divine calling deep within each of us that is waiting to be discovered and expressed in the way that only we can express it. And when it comes forward, it brings with it many, many gifts. And one of the greatest is the feeling of being in the flow. And that's what makes us glow. We are radiating divine love in our own unique glow. As we travel through life experiences, we're all curious and often seek the answers outside of ourselves. What we ultimately find is that the answers lie within. We've often talked about the hero's journey and the various steps we go through on the path of discovery. And Joseph Campbell writes in The Hero's Journey, the journey of the hero is about the courage to seek the depths, the image of creative rebirth, the eternal cycle of change within us, the uncanny discovery that the seeker is the mystery which the seeker seems to know. And there we have it, with the concept that the eternal cycle of change is within us. Now, Dr. Ernest Holmes, our founder of religious science, notes this. There's an irresistible, universal, and divine urge within us to be happy, to be whole, and to express the fullness of life. That's the glow we're finding, folks. We are following the light of that irresistible divine urge to live lives filled with love and happiness and to share it. I believe that's our purpose. You see, when we're living our purpose, we can't help but glow. Sometimes we think we have to have some mystical path to our purpose. Yet Plotinus described mysticism as the flight of the alone to the alone. He saw the goal of all creaturely existence as a return to that original unity of wholeness. Human existence originated in the One, and our purpose was woven into consciously returning to that source. Conceptually, that's a wonderful consideration, isn't it? But wait, we live in a world today that is far more complex and complicated than the one in which Plotinus lived. So how do we link our curiosity, inward journey, and our purpose in this day and age? Well, you had a big hint at the beginning of the service. We started our service with the song, I Am the Place Where God lives and moves and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. We begin by realizing we live, move, and have our being in the one divine intelligence that created everything. We are the place where God shows up every day. And Dr. Holmes offers this thought. There is a greater mind within each which may be called upon. There is nothing too small or too great for this mind. Listen, be receptive, believe absolutely, be convinced. The one with a great purpose in life is always consciously and unconsciously holding this purpose up to the universal influx, thus causing an outpouring of divine wisdom through his or her own individual mind. And there's our answer. We intentionally connect with universal intelligence and that divine mind within us. The more we continue on our path of inward exploration, the more we recognize we are in divine flow and we can enjoy our glow. Our innate curiosity moves us into exploration of divine inspirations that grab our interest, not unlike Bessie Coleman and her desire to be a pilot. The keys to the door of inner discovery are receptivity, awareness, and actively listening to our inner wisdom. Through that, we find our unique purpose. And I would add that our purpose grows and changes as we live life. It's not a one and done thing. Now, we may have an overarching theme as we grow and live, yet as we continue living, we naturally expand into the field of all possibilities. Things may change. If we didn't, I'd still be a switchboard operator. That was one of my first jobs. Although curiously enough, there are some parallels since I am still answering a lot of calls. We might wonder if we all really do have a unique purpose, or is it just limited to some of us? Absolutely, yes, we all do. We are all unique expressions of the divine here to share our individual gifts and passions. When we begin to doubt that, it's time to stop and remember that no other human being can ever ignite life the way each of us can. Only we can be ourselves. Recognize the importance of your life, because if you don't share your gifts, they will never be shared in your unique and individual way. Only you have your gifts. No one else has them. I can't sing like Hope does. I can't play the saxophone like Kevin does. I can't play the drums like Joe, and I sure can't play bass like Phil. They have gifts. It's our nature, your nature, to express more life and live it. Love it and your individuality, and then own it. As Dr. Holmes notes, in expressing more life, we are expressing a greater degree of infiniteness of the spirit. We are more completely personifying it. This is the real purpose and meaning of existence. It's the nature of the spirit to express through us, not in limitation, fear, or want, but in freedom. There. Dr. Holmes mentioned one of the biggest dimmer switches for our glow. What do you think it is? That's right, fear. Fear. All too often, our fears and our hidden beliefs will hijack our attempts to discover our glow, that inner passion, the love that makes us come alive. And we may become disillusioned, and the feeling of being stuck can really dim the flicker of curiosity. Sue Patton Thole writes in The Mindful Woman, one of our soul's major purposes is to know love and express our authentic selves, to live the life we were meant to live and be the person we were created to be. However, our true selves will only emerge when it's safe to do so. Self-condemnation, shame, guilt, and judgment send your true nature right into hiding. It's only in the safety of gentle curiosity, support, encouragement, and self-love that your soul can bloom as it was created to do. You know, we can agree that when we discover our true nature is in a hiding, that's exactly when we have to lift ourselves up by our bootstraps and be courageous. We can't just dip our toe in the river and get caught in the resistance at the rocky bank. Instead, we have to dive in all the way into the center of the stream. We allow ourselves to be carried by the current, discovering ourselves along the way. This is how we find our purpose. And when we are in the flow, when we find our glow, it's amazing. You know, there's no shame in reaching out for backup on the shore either. So you can always call a practitioner. You can call me, your minister. We're here to wade in with you. We can take classes, create a network of like-minded friends, delve into our spiritual practice, and find the ones that we like the best. We have so very many in our teaching. We have the opportunity to come together, virtually and locally in the center. Some of our spiritual practices include spiritual mind treatment, contemplation, meditation, and as our Journey of the Soul class is enjoying, there are many, many forms of meditation that do not require sitting vacantly on a mountaintop for hours. It can be a 2-minute experience. When you feel that divine spark and you can't quite get it on your radar, I encourage our visioning process. Now that's different than visualization. Visualization is when we send a mental picture of what we are desiring out to the universe. Visioning is when we act as the receiving tower and bring in information from the universe. That happens to be a very effective work in purpose-driven explorations, by the way. If you'd like more information on that, just send me an email or give me a call. When we get impatient about finding our glow, and I have, and I'm sure everybody has, I recommend this insight from Walt Whitman. Be curious, not judgmental. You know, Steve Nash is a transformative coach, and he offers this direction using Whitman's famous quote. When you don't get what you want, be curious, not judgmental. When it's taking too long, be curious, not judgmental. When you're having the same negative thoughts, when the world feels scary, when you don't know what to do, be curious, not judgmental. When the path seems to come to an end, be curious, not judgmental. You know, when we're curious, we can step out of the how and back into the what of our intention and exploration, and we become the observer. We can ask questions. What do we want to create? What do we want to feel every day? What's our heart desire for living our life to the fullest? Mary O'Malley writes in What's in the Way is in the Way. I love the title of that book, and I highly recommend it. She writes, asking a question signals to life that you are ready to live the answer, and then life lives it through you at the appropriate time. When we're the observer, we are in a neutral position, not judgmental and critical. We are aware and open to insight instead of crimping the hose with all that judgment and opinion. We're engaging our superpower of curiosity when we are the neutral observer. And wow, does that ever really amp up our divine flow? And oh, how we glow then. We can stand in the wonder and beauty of life. And you know, everything around us feels that too. whether it's our family, our friends, our companion animals. Everything can feel when we're in the glow and when we're in the flow and we're glowing, I guarantee it. And here's the greatest secret of all. I'm going to give you everything you need to know right now, so get your pencil and paper out. That divine flow is always pure love. When we have our glow on, we are big love lights. I don't mean the love that will be observed on Valentine's Day. You know, that has its own value for many as a big romantic love holiday. No, I'm talking the kind of love that Thomas Kempis described. And I'm going to share it with you right now. So just sit back and soak it in, and before you know it, you will be all aglow. Thomas writes, "Love is a mighty power, a great and complete good. Love alone lightens every burden and makes rough places smooth. It bears every hardship as though it were nothing and renders all bitterness sweet and acceptable. Nothing is sweeter than love, nothing stronger, higher, nothing more fulfilling in heaven or earth, for love is born of God. Love flies, runs, and leaps for joy. It's free and unrestrained. Love knows no limits, but ardently transcends all bounds. Love feels no burden, takes no account of toil, attempts things beyond its strength. Love sees nothing as impossible, for it feels able to achieve all things. It is strange and effective, while those who lack love faint and fail. Love is not fickle and sentimental, nor is it intent on vanities. Like a living flame and a burning torch, it searches upward and surmounts everything." That's my Valentine card to each of you. So stay in your divine love flow today and every day, not just Tuesday. And remember, love yourself. Spirit loves you beyond all imagination. Love yourself in that same way. Put aside your judgments and opinions of what you are or aren't, and love yourself. You know, when you do that, you're going to be the radiant glow that is your true nature and purpose. And so glow on, my friends, glow on. And so it is. And now, now it's time. We'll just have a little prayer. And as we come together now in this moment of peace and love, I affirm that the true nature of every being is love, infinite love, divine love. When we put our spiritual lenses on, we see that love in every person. And I declare and claim and accept for every being the ability, the choice, and the perception of that love within themselves and within everyone that they meet and all creation, wherever they may go. So I declare this to be a week, a moment, an hour, a life of love, lived on purpose with love, in joy, in kindness, in compassion. The world, this world filled with love, is a place that works for all. And giving thanks for this, and knowing that it's already done in the law of mind, I simply let it be, and so it is. And now, just in case you forgot what I said in my talk, this next piece of music is going to help you remember. I know you know it, and I'm sure they would love it if you sing some with them. So take it away, everybody.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. And love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. Ooh, and once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. For love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. Oh, and once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. For love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Oh, and love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. Oh, and once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. For love is your decision right here and now. Oh, my decision right here and now.
Magnificent. Magnificent. Thank you so much, Hope and the band. You know, that's one of my favorite songs, and I play it as a reminder for myself many times. And now it's time for our conscious giving affirmation and the time when we share our good, our treasures, so that we can support the center. I know that we have a conscious giving affirmation that will be up on the screen momentarily. And on that affirmation, there is an address that you can send your donation if you don't choose to donate over our website electronically. It's 117 South Locust Street, Visalia, California, 93291. I get my zip codes mixed up now that I live in Florida, so I got it right that time. All righty, so let's do our affirmation together. I'm going to say it. You can say it with me. I give thanks for the divine flow of prosperity that fully supports me. Let's do it again and really, really make it happen. You know, we're giving thanks for that divine flow of prosperity that runs through our lives. I give thanks for the divine flow of prosperity that fully supports me. So now, as you take your gift and bless it, if the ushers would please begin to collect those gifts if you haven't already. Okay. So they're already done. This is one of those little things that we have a little timing thing with. So now I just want to take time to give thanks. I want to give great thanks to everyone who supports this center and our activities, wherever you may be, however you may be participating. So I bless these gifts. I know that they are from the love of pure spirit through that divine flow of prosperity that fully supports all of us and this center. It does good work in the world, these gifts, here in our center, in our community, and wherever we may be. And so I bless them and give great thanks. And so it is. And now it's time for the peace song. So if everybody gathers up there, you'll have the words on the screen. Alrighty. I'm going to turn it over to the folks doing the song.
Now there is peace on earth. I know it begins with me. Now there is peace on earth, a peace that must to be. With God as creator, united all are we. Now we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun.
Wonderful, wonderful. And now that you're all still gathered, it's time for our favorite thing to do, our benediction. And so, are you ready? Let's do this thing. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Now, life is in my mind,
Life is in my mind.
and life is in my body,
Life is in my body.
and it's in the body of my affairs.
It's in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
Oh, and I feel it.
Ooh, and I feel it.
And I love it.
And I love it.
Just the way that it is,
Just the way that it is.
and just the way that it is not.
Just the way that it is not.
And together we can say, thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I'll be watching it. I'm not going to tell you who I'm rooting for, but I'll be watching it. So have a safe afternoon and be in love wherever you go.
My grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now,
Hey now.
hey now,
Hey now.
Aiko ande.
Oh.
Jakamofina anane, Jakamofinane.
King all dressed in red. Aiko one day. I bet you $5 it'll kill you dead. Chakamanfinane. I'm talking about hey now.
Hey now,
Hey now.
hey now, Aiko ande. Jakamofina anane, Jakamofinane.
Hey.
My flag boy and your flag boy sitting by the fire. My flag boy to your flag boy, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about ain't I, I go one day. Shake 'em off, you know, anane. Shake 'em off, you know, I go one day. Shake 'em off, you know, anane. See that man all dressed in green. I go one day. He's not a man, he's a loving machine. Shake 'em off, you know, talking about ain't I, I go one day. Shake 'em off, you know, anane. Shake 'em off, you know, ain't I, I go one day. Shake 'em off, you know, anane. Shake 'em off, you know, shake 'em off, you know, shake 'em off, you know.